Standing on the riverbank, the horses whinnied nervously. They could hear the heavy galloping of enemy cavalry, which was louder than they would like. "Brother, do you see anything?" asked a dragoon to the war elephant platoon behind them. "I see 2 of those cavalry units. Are you sure you don't want to retreat, brother?" One giant wave of winged hussars rushed past, and the dragoons scrambled to ready their guns. Caught by surprise, most of the unit was wiped out. Only a few horses and even fewer people left. With determination in their eyes, they ignored the calls for retreat. As a second wave of cavalry came, they only thought of avenging their friends. They readied their guns, and they uttered a phrase that shook the hearts of their enemies, a phrase that they would say for the last time, a phrase that could be traced back to their nomadic origins. "Notch! Draw! Loose!" Hey everybody, it's PartyElite. Welcome back to our Humankind Forging India miniseries. As always, I am thoroughly excited to see exactly where our story takes us next. War between us and the Zulu has gone rather well as we have pushed them back more or less entirely out of Asia. Yes, Avaris remains, but Sipar and Akkad are once more entirely under our control, and we can now make our moves deeper and deeper into the European heartlands. I'm not entirely sure if I will be doing that, though. There's a couple of things to consider before we strike at Memphis or even Avaris if we decide to pull back and take it instead. See, at present, Zulu war support is collapsing at a decent rate, I would say. -8 per turn, give or take. There will be some, shifting here and there as more battles happen. I'm sure if we hold our ground, they're not just going to stand back and, watch us control territory that they believe should be theirs. So I'm sure they'll come and they'll fight us, and I'm sure there'll be some fluctuations in the decrease of their war support and sometimes the increase of it too. And I just wonder if I really wanted to drain all that quickly. See, when this war comes to an end, we will not be able to vassalize the Zulu, of course. At best, we'll be able to take some territory. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I do believe there is some valuable, resources over here. As you can see, salt does have the wondrous effect symbol over top of it. So if we are able to get Akkad for ourselves, then we could actually get the wondrous effect of salt as a result of that conquest. We'd also have the Notre Dame over here too. I mean, ideally we'd get both Akkad and Sipar. I don't know if we'll be able to afford that with war score and all that. I think so. We might be able to pull it off, but if we are going to do that, we have to be very wary of our city cap situation, right? We are very close to being able to get the +1 from urban planning, right? It's just 2 turns away. There's not much to do beyond that. Just wait those 2 turns. And then down south over here, our soldiers are just short of Hekatompolis, where they'll come down, they'll, burn it to the ground, raise it, and free us of the, bureaucratic nightmare that this extra city has been ever since we've taken it for ourselves. We might, establish an outpost over here, attach it to Hariganga and all that, but the city itself can no longer stand. That'll allow us to get some more cities added to our empire, more valuable cities, I should say, and I do think at least one of those cities would be either Sipar or Akkad, perhaps both. If we time it all right, then the acquisition of this +1 city cap and the raising of Hekatompolis will happen such that we'll be gaining influence at a decent rate by the time this war is done. We might be able to take both Akkad and Sipar and then maybe absorb one into the other. I think that would be ideal because this is very good territory. There's some good resources. There's some good, buildings and stuff already built here and in the process of being built here. So it would be foolish for us to just kind of let it all slip past us, right? So ideally, that would all work out, but we'll see if it works out that way, right? Because of course, again, like I said, the Zulu are more than likely to retaliate, and we're going to have to deal with that as it comes to us. But I'm thinking we'll play this war a little differently than maybe we've done before, where we've just been very aggressive and we've just taken and taken and taken. Because again, when the war comes to an end, both of our war supports end up down at 0, and that means we won't be able to immediately declare a fresh war. I don't want to surrender the conquest of these cities when that war comes to an end, right? The only way to take them is at the end of a war, and I don't know just how much it's going to hurt our influence if we go that far over our city cap limit, right? City cap limit, that's like saying ATM machine. You know what I mean, though. Anyway, folks, as we dive in, just want to mention really quickly, if you've been enjoying this series, if you would like to see it continue, please don't hesitate to keep letting me know by leaving your likes and comments down below. As always, it makes a very big difference in just letting me know what y'all are interested in watching on the channel. Lets me know what I should keep doing on the channel. Lets me know what I should speed up, slow down, how I should go about doing what I go about doing on the channel. It does really make a massive difference. So don't hesitate to keep letting me know. I also want to say today's intro struck a chord with me because something that I've always been very interested in is how we talk about history and how we talk about peoples, you know, like cultural histories and stuff, where there's that transition point where our study of things goes from being scientific and observational to artistic. Where we go from simply stating facts and dates and numbers to using, you know, expressionism and using just art of various kinds, metaphor, that kind of stuff to express ideas and thoughts and emotions. There is that. You know, it's still history, but it's a very different way of expressing history, right? It's a very different way of showcasing or talking about people's history. And I quite liked today's intro that came from the comments of the previous episode because it felt like that transition was happening as we go further and further into nationhood, right? It feels like it is time for that kind of a transition to happen. And I just thought that was apt. I was actually thinking in the near future, if I didn't get any recommendations or suggested intros, I would start doing like radio pieces and stuff as we enter the next era. I thought that might be pretty interesting, but I'll use that statement to actually segue to our next important conversation, and that is the entry into the next era. See, the biggest benefit of getting into the contemporary era sooner rather than later right now is the economic elephant trait over here, which gives us +3 influence on territory and +10 money per number of territories in your sphere of influence. That is not insignificant. That is not insignificant, especially when it comes to that influence gain. Then there's the Ashram unique building as well that gives us faith per population, which I don't think is the biggest deal right now, but that +5 influence is also quite helpful compared to all the cultural centers that we're building, or whatever they're called. I keep calling them cultural centers, but you know what I'm talking about. And then the peacekeepers, I mean, they're a nice unit, sure, that's all well and good, but the influence struggle will very nicely be tackled by transitioning into the Indians in the contemporary era. However, I was talking about this a little bit last session, and it occurred to me between sessions that if we really want to take Haudenosaunee territory through our under one banner ability here, we're going to have to stay as the British until that's done. Now, there is a cooldown period. We've got access to under one banner right now. It takes about 6 turns, and then there's about, I think, like a 10-turn cooldown period afterwards. I wonder if we don't try to at least take some Haudenosaunee territory with under one banner before we transition into the next era. The reason why I think we're okay to do that is because once we're done urban planning, see, before we need to enter the next era as far as technology is concerned, there's still a couple of steps in this era that we need to take, right? If we want combustion engine, for example, oh man, we got to either get propeller or mechanization, and then we got to get combustion engine, and only then can we get aeronautics and aerial warfare and continuous track and etc, 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 right? So there is some reason to stay back here for a little bit longer. I don't want to overextend our stay over here because we are reaching, you know, the last sort of act of the series. And I want to make sure we actually transition into the contemporary era, but I know a lot of you want to see some of the more modern military equipment, so it's not making a difference to that, right? Whether we transition to the new era right now, or 6 turns from now, or even 10 turns from now, it's not making a difference to that. In fact, it's kind of, I guess, in a way preventing me from getting distracted by, let's see, urban planning would take us over to what, civil engineering and stuff. You know what? Yeah, I think insurrection theory over here is what will give us access to our unique unit as the Indians. And we'll have access to that if we do what? Oh, wow. We would need to do trench warfare to get us over to amphibious warfare, which would then get us to insurrection theory. So it's quite a ways away. And we also, of course, want tanks and jets and all that kind of stuff. All right, so I think we'll try and stay here for a little bit longer. we'll try and get some annexations going on with our under one banner ability. But after urban planning is done, we'll try and get combustion engine. I'm just not sure which of these I'd prefer. I think I'd prefer to get the steam frigate and the ironclad, just as a representation of our British, naval superiority, I suppose. I think that's a fitting call. So we'll get the propeller rather than mechanization. I think that's not unreasonable. And then we'll go ahead and get, yes, the combustion engine. That'll give us access to oil, which is, tremendously important in the next era, of course. And we'll see where that takes us. Yikes. Okay, cool. I wanted to check to make sure that there is other value in staying in this era for a little bit longer, and it seems there is. But let's go ahead and make sure we're actually, pumping out science where possible. Let's maybe change our focus a little bit as we kind of realize that we're, I don't want to say falling behind, but not as quick as I would like to be. Custom nugget over here. We are not starving anymore or anything. So why don't we pull some people over from industry over to the sciences? You can see how marginal a difference it made there, but hey, it's better than nothing, right? Every little bit counts. Every little bit counts. So that's that. We need more. What are they called? Research quarters. We need many more research quarters, I feel, to make a dent over here. I mean, I'm not going to take away from money, I don't think. Want to go ahead and pull some of the industry over. Yeah, the watermill will still take 2 turns, and that'll help industry tremendously, so we'll be fine there. I wonder if up over here with Hariganga, we've got room for some more science. There we go. How about a little more? Sure, why not? It'll still take 2 turns to get this research done, but of course the surplus carries over, right? Let's not forget. And I should probably get some more infrastructure going as well that's science focused, right? Like Hariganga, after we're done the artisan workshop and the taxation office, maybe we'll switch gears a little bit to university or the manuscript atelier. +1 science per researcher. That's no small bump, Let's try and get it sooner so we can progress sooner. Oh, you know what? Looks like we already have the salt wondrous. Well, hang on a second. How can I have the wondrous effect of salt over here, but then the Zulu had the wondrous effect of salt up over here as well? Where'd it go? Oh, sorry. For some reason I read that as salt earlier. It's mercury. Oh, geez. No, that's different. This is salt down over here. Ooh, damn. That makes that territory a bit more desirable, doesn't it? But no. Sorry. I was looking at this. Yeah, salt down over here. We have, what, double the wondrous effect? Is it just because we have... okay, you know what? That changes things a little bit. Not the biggest deal. Not the biggest deal. I'm not going to let that distract me too much right now. Down over to London. How are we looking over here? Some room for more science? Yes. Please and thank you. Why don't we pull one of you guys over? It slows growth down so much. I'd rather have the growth happen faster so we can actually get the, get the extra pop to do more research sooner. What about up over here at Manchester? We have room for more scientists. Go ahead and pull a couple of you over. There you go. 1 turn now. We've actually managed to reduce the turn counter on that. That's not bad. Go ahead and pop you over as well. Sure, good stuff. We can get 1 more person over. Sure. I'll dig into the coffers a little bit. See how much that helps us. Just trying to pick up the pace a bit on our science, right? Because I don't want to fall behind any further than, like I said, like we've already have. Pull you over to here and over at Nineveh. Let's go ahead and, okay, I guess you're maxed out. All right, cool. So that's that. A lot of little management stuff going on. I've received quite a few suggestions with regards to how to proceed over here as well. I think the first order of business is most certainly to heal some of these people up, right? We do not want to lose these dragoons. We do not want to lose these 3 veteran, 3-star redcoat units. I don't want to lose any of them, actually. Go ahead and heal you up as well. These guys, will just take 1 turn for them to heal, so let's save the money on that. And over here, the Gudgeonel, same thing. It'll just take 1 turn for them to heal, so we should be fine over there. It's been... A good suggestion was that we shouldn't bother recruiting more dragoons over here because we've got a full stack making its way over pretty much right now. Of course, these guys need to be upgraded. They're still Mongol hordes, but in no time they'll be arriving just outside Sipar, right? It'll take us, what, 2 turns to get here? And then barely any time from there to get up over here because these are all on horseback, so they're pretty fast. And we'll upgrade the Mongol hordes. We'll be able to afford it quickly enough. And then that's our dragoons taken care of. The suggestion, though, included also the thought that we could maybe recruit some artillery at Mohenjo-daro, get some howitzers out over here. Wouldn't be a terrible idea, but it'll take so long. I feel like the war will be over by the time we actually get to it, truth be told. So we'll see how it... we'll play it by ear, basically. We'll play it by ear. Let's keep making our move towards Hecatompylos down over here. We've got some idle cities. Oh, Hecatompylos itself actually is an idle city. Why don't we... What could we do over here? What could we do over here that would actually help? Such a small city it is. What value could we gain from it? We don't have 75 turns to get a symposium going, unfortunately. We don't have 19 turns for the festival or anything either. Why don't we go ahead and... Gee, I really wish I could... do something of value here. I guess I can get the harbor going. That's not going to make a difference though, because by the time we get, we'll have burned it down, and then the harbor will have to be an influence investment instead. But anyway, that is this turn done, and time for our city cap to improve. So we go from plus 386 influence per turn with urban planning done, and our city cap improved. That's not insignificant. That is not insignificant, you know. Urban planning researched, excellent. So that's public infrastructure, minus 20% on stability. Oh, no, sorry, minus 20% on commons quarter industry costs. Okay, so we can make them more easily. That's what I keep calling the cultural center, the commons quarter, sorry. There's the urban administrator, and of course, the police force for extra stability from garrisons. And I feel like that is something that will be coming up. There's our scientist's star earned as well. We're probably going to earn a few more as we move into the next era. Slowly but surely. And yeah, these things will still take quite some time, won't they? 5 turns for the propeller, and then 7 turns for the combustion engine. I don't think I'm going to wait all the way. I don't think I'm going to wait all the way until aeronautics is researched before we enter the next era. That's just overkill, I think. I do want to try and get the, you know, ushrooms going, and I want that economic elephant benefit as well. I'm missing out on quite a bit if I don't transition sooner. So I like just want to be clear on that front. Can I not get you out here? Let's get these guys. Cannot be done on the same tile. What do you mean cannot be done on the same tile? It's very much not the same tile. Oh, that's frustrating. I was hoping to split these guys up so that I could scout a bit more efficiently and find this spot so we could trigger that under one banner sooner rather than later. But I can't seem to find where I need to go for it. Can I not? Are you... Okay. Do it differently, I guess. There's Yellowstone over here. Oh, what do you know? The Haudenosaunee now have ownership over it, but maybe we can get it for ourselves. Oh, you know what? That's unfortunate. I can't actually go through here. Don't tell me. I'll be damned if it's actually back this way. Cannot be done on the same tile. What does that mean, game? What does that mean? Where is your administrative... Oh, perfect. That worked out very nicely. 6 turns it'll take. Good stuff. Let's get to it. Now, again, they will probably respond to this, but I feel like it's only fitting that the British should come through and forcefully take, under our expansionist policy, some Haudenosaunee territory, right? I feel like it's just... The game has given us so many opportunities to recreate historical like moments and references that it would be foolish of us not to take advantage of them, right? By the way, taking this territory is pretty good because it gives us some more saltpeter and it gives us some more coal up over here as well. And of course, Yellowstone besides that. What else do we have? We've got some armies moving around. We've got the Man of War over here, right? Able to push down and assist against the... well, let's go ahead and threaten the Haudenosaunee at least, right? Because they were causing us trouble over here. Let's not forget. They were causing us trouble. Let's move these guys over. Do I really want to strike at the Zulu over here? They're not doing anything. I feel like they don't have anything down over there. And like I was saying earlier, I don't necessarily want to rush the war too much, you know? I'm trying to be a bit more patient because of our influence situation. Hang tight over here. You guys are... Oh, we could make a stack over here, right? We could probably get you in with the Gujnal. Or let's get you down over here, actually. And then we'll get the... These guys, well, they're already all the way up to here because I gave the, complete orders command. Are you able to upgrade 2,500 each? So we'll get one. It'll take some time, and we can upgrade in Sipar's regions as well because it belongs to us technically. So we'll just hold off for a little bit. Hang tight, and hang tight, please and thank you. Do we have any units moving towards us? I can't recall if we saw a large army coming towards us or not. I do see we've got some more winged hussars over here. Man, these guys are terrifying. They really are. They've been quite devastating. I wonder if I shouldn't pull back to Avaris just to see what's going on. We could maybe have some faith in the Ottomans to do something, but I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. What's the situation over here? Yeah, -8 per turn. We're not going to let it stay at that, obviously. That's way too slow, but I'm just being careful about how quickly I let the pace get picked up, basically. Asher, what to do here? Why don't you go ahead and establish research quarters, or let's see some infrastructure here. Like, we don't even have schools in some of these places, you know? Like, there's definitely ways to be a lot more efficient about our research rate, and I need to get on that. I need to get on that urgently. Down over here, we have the university, +1 science on research quarters. Again, I wish you could actually see how many you've built. I don't think you can, right? We've mentioned this before. I don't think it lists anywhere just how many research quarters you have. It gives you like the totals over here, like the results of them, but not the actual individual count. I guess I could try and... You a research quarter? Yeah, you're a research quarter, aren't you? +23. Oh, phew. We could actually... It's not bad. That's not bad. Why don't we go ahead and get the university? Or actually, let's get the manuscript atelier first, because that'll take just the one turn. Then we'll get the university. Then maybe we'll establish some of those research quarters. The symposium would only take 9 turns over here. That's not bad either. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Up over here, Manchester, what to do with you? Let's go ahead and do the printing house. +2 science per researcher. Well, we have quite a few. 7's not a small number. It'll take 6 turns to do this, though. Are we better off instead doing the research quarter, right? Because we've got a couple of good spots over here. Because this will give us, what again, sorry? It'll give us +2 science per researcher and 3 more research slots. So we'd end up with 10 slots, and from 12, it would go up to 14. So 10 slots, 14 science per researcher, 140. Is that right? 140 as opposed to... Well, we have 150 right now. You know, I'm going to go ahead and, because this is faster, and I'm, truth be told, not looking to get bogged down with math right now. Kind of ironic considering we're trying to improve our STEM capabilities. I'm going to go ahead and do this where we can get gold lost. Nope, that's not what I'm going to do. Produce food over there. Let's go ahead and pop you down. +16, eh? That's the best we got. Okay, go ahead and pop you down over here. It looks like I'm not really doing much else over here. We're going to lose food, though. Not ideal. I don't want to slow down our growth rates or anything like that. Over here, drop industry a bit. This is probably the best spot for it. We lose a little bit of food. We should be fine. Okay, let's pop it down over here, right? I'm really focusing on the sciences now. Just constantly shifting gears real hard. Running wild. The advent of urban planning, a scientific discipline dedicated to designing healthy, productive cities, draws attention to the empire's young, their welfare, and their role in society. Children's rights. What are our options here? Child education. The empire's continued progress is predicated on educating each generation anew, or child employment. Economic growth is the empire's first responsibility for all citizens, regardless of age. I mean, it depends on what time period you want to consider things in, right? Of course, during the Industrial Revolution and stuff, child labor was like the norm. You know, they were the only ones who could fit into certain nooks and crannies to get the job done. But as time went on, of course, that changed. Gears shifted, much like I was talking about earlier. And I do feel like as we're on the cusp of the contemporary era, I do feel like child education makes a lot more sense. Given where we are right now, we can actually enact this +1 researcher slot on city or outpost per research quarter. That is not insignificant. Again, 2,500. The question is though, am I better off saving that for a merger or something? You know, because the sooner we can reduce how far above city cap we are, the sooner we can start making more influence more quickly. So let's hold off on that child education option, but let's remember that it's there, so we remember to take it. All right, Calcutta over here, about to get the... I just want to see. 3836.7. All right. Not a major jump, but yeah, decent enough. It's something. And it wasn't just what was going on in Calcutta. There were a couple other spots as well that were building other things. But Agrarian Star has been earned. Good stuff. Good stuff. These guys are able to join in. Oh, do we really already have the Mercury Wondrous? Man. This is so strange. How... Oh, I see what's going on. That's a little confusing from a UI perspective. It has that icon above it to let me know that I have the Wondrous effect, not the location has the Wondrous effect. All right, fair enough. Okay, I misunderstood the visual. My bad, but at least the end result is actually what we want it to be. So that works out, I guess. Let's go ahead and make our way over towards this stack over here as quickly as possible. We'll go ahead and upgrade at least one of these guys right now, and then we'll get the other one as soon as we can afford it. It's very expensive to get these upgrades going. 2,500. More dragoons inbound. We'll be able to afford the next one next turn, but that'll be basically all of our money, right? And these guys down over here are almost here. Let's go ahead and ransack Hekatompolos, make a little bit of money. It'll take just the one turn, so that's perfect. That kind of works out. It'll cost some influence for us to regain the area itself, the region, under our own control. I wonder if I want to detach Rothald. It can't be done when the ransack is in progress. Okay, well, can we cancel that? What benefit do I gain? It'll just change the stability. I don't know what happens, and I'm curious actually what happens if we don't detach it and ransack. Hypothetically, it should just become an independent territory. You know what? I'm going to detach it. I'm going to detach it. Yes, I'm sure. Done. Cheap attachment if necessary. And let's go ahead and continue our ransack, or resume, I should say, our ransack. One turn it'll take. Still, all good. Up over here, these guys are going to continue moving. Yeah, see, this has the Wondrous Effect icon over top of it, but that's because I have the Wondrous Effect, not because the Haudenosaunee have it, certainly not over here. Fair enough. Continue moving these guys down towards the Zulu holdings over here. Again, not sure if they're going to respond or anything, but hey. You know what I probably should have done is sent these guys up over here to join this 4 in case these guys get clever and try to stop the inevitable. Let's go ahead and pull you a little bit further down. See what's happening over here. Quite a few little walls. Yeah, a little bit of scouting goes a long way, just to see what they've actually developed around Cahokia here. Cahokia? I'm assuming that's a hard C sound. It's hard to know for sure, but it's my assumption. You guys hang tight over here. You guys hang tight over here. Looking pretty good. Everything's under our control. I don't think we have much to fear. A couple of idle cities. Mohenjo-Daro, what to do with you? Why don't we go ahead and take a look at the sciences. Manuscript Atelier, 3 turns. Stability is looking... It's dropping, but not to the point that it's the end of the world. So let's go with the Manuscript Atelier, and then we might get the police force afterwards. Meanwhile, down over here at Hekatompolos, I mean, you can't do anything. Can I not just get you to skip? I'll pretend to put down one of these, I guess. Sure. And then down over here, London, what to do with you? Ooh, 20. Don't mind if I do. Am I missing out on anything else if I do that? Not too much there. Not too much there. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and check our infrastructure options really quickly. Now let's go with the research quarters. This is 20. This is also 20. Sure, pop you down there. Stability is still looking great, so we don't have to worry about that just quite yet. And that is this turn done. This war against the Zulu is rather calm right now. I'm not sure what they're thinking, what they're planning, if anything. I'm not sure if all the aggression has to come from me here. It'd be very interesting if so. Ooh, what's this? British rebels from Akkad. Of course. That's the problem with an ongoing occupation. The stability stays, you know, at rock bottom, and it will trigger rebellions like this. What do we have over here? 3 units of dragoons. No joke. That is no joke. I wonder how I want to take care of them. They will try and make a move towards Akkad if I let them. So I'm going to go ahead and move these guys up to here. Upgrade this unit of Mongol hordes and send you guys, yeah, in there. Oh, sorry. All of you in there. Let's go. And we should be able to respond in the defense of Akkad should anything come to pass. And then down over here, if... oh, there we go. There's a 6 stack right over here. We got the Impi. We've got some Musketeers. We got a bunch of Winged Hussars. Man, oh god, they do terrify me. They're a scary, scary unit. They've been the unit we've struggled the most against, actually. By the way, actually, so there was some interesting comments with regards to... I mentioned last session about something I'd learned or heard a long time ago about how the Zulu would duck every time they heard the crack of rifle fire, and somebody in the comments pointed out that would likely be impossible, considering by the time you hear the sound of the rifle, the bullet's probably already at you, considering maximum ranges and stuff like that. This is why I always say, you know, take anything I say with a grain of salt. A lot of the time it's stuff that I heard or learned a long time ago, and a lot of the time it's stuff that is, you know, not hearsay necessarily, but like folklore, urban legend, stuff like that, dramatizations, you know what I mean? So thank you for pointing out that I had that incorrectly there. And I wanted to, of course, share, because one thing I hate among the few things that I dislike out there, misinformation is something I dislike quite a bit. So I want to make sure that that I've clarified that I was mistaken there. I want to make sure that everybody who thought that what I said was 100% accurate, that you know that no, it wasn't. This is why I say, you know, if I say something, I always mention, you know, take it with a grain of salt. Do look it up as well, just for reference, because a lot of the time, yeah, it's stuff that you hear, and it depends on who said it and what context it was said in, and then that changes history, right? The lens changes how the story is told. With that said, though, while I was verifying that statement and my own statements as well, I came across the fact that apparently the Zulu did have something that was effective against muskets, and that was that they would dip their shields apparently in water. Again, there's another thing. So again, I did some research, I came across this, but you know, I'm sure just as one source tells me that this is a thing, I'm sure there'll be two sources out there that say this is decidedly not a thing. And this is something I came across a lot when I was doing my cultural history videos for Humankind, where like one source will say one thing and another source will directly oppose what that one source said, right? It's a common occurrence. But yeah, I read apparently they would dip their shields in water, and that added, I guess, density would make them somewhat bulletproof against, you know, muskets, because they're not the strongest of ammunition. I mean, at the time, obviously, they were ridiculously powerful. But yeah, again, grain of salt, as I say, but an interesting thing that I'd never heard before. Do I want to establish this right here, right now, or do I want to wait until we acquire just a little bit more influence and start absorbing some cities? Because that'll again, right, help us accelerate the rate of influence gain. Sure, hang tight. These guys are familiar with that phrase. They've been hanging tight for a very long time. Calcutta, what to do with you? Let's go ahead and establish our... wonder if there's any value now. Let's go ahead and establish our printing house over here. +2 science per researcher. That is not, again, it's not insignificant. We're 3 turns away from the propeller. Kind of important if we're going to go take control of the air, right? End our turn there. Here they come. They do make me nervous. Oh, what happened there? What happened there? There was a battle there, and they took some damage over here. Are they fighting rebels, or... I'm not sure what it was, but I'm glad it happened, and they do have some reinforcements back over here as well. Okay, that is a little scarier. That is a little scarier. I think we'll be fine against them. I think we'll be fine against them. It's just the winged hussars. If we're defending the cities, though, then they shouldn't be able to climb the walls, and we should be fine. And we should be fine. I mean, I guess that's another reason not to get too aggressive and push past our current conquest, is because in the open field, the Zulu are arguably superior because of their winged hussars. But behind the walls, amongst hilly terrain, mountains, I think we have the upper hand. We're within the city over here. We're within the city up over there. Yeah, hang tight. Don't worry, it's not going to be a war entirely of static lines. We will be pushing forward, but just looking for the opportune moment, looking for the right time to pull the trigger on that, because again, like I said, right, we want to get that influence balance going, and this is already looking fantastic. We're close to plus 1,000 per turn. If I were to do an absorption, what would I absorb and where? Would I actually do Asher and Nineveh? Okay, 17,000. What about the other way around? 15,000. Not that much of a difference. If Calcutta and Bombay were to merge, looking at 20,000 plus, 24, 17. Oh my god, 32. Yikes, it's very expensive. It is very expensive. Well, that changes things a little bit. We'll figure it out. Representative government. Oh, what is this? Though they have been part of your empire for generations, the people of Manchester have their own distinct culture and traditions, a fact that over the years has sparked both celebration and dissonance. Recently, some of the city's more educated have begun speaking out in favor of representative government. Modern times have brought a hunger for new ideas in leadership, and some of the most brazen dissidents even label you a colonialist who has purposely kept their people oppressed. How will you respond? Well, they're not wrong. Remember when we literally burned an entire city down right after they tried to do something kind of similar, I would say? Well, this is interesting. This is interesting. And it looks like this is a reference to quite a few. It's like that's a reference to the Australia art. This architecture looks distinctly, I would say, South Asian. Some of the outfits and stuff as well. It's actually a pretty good like mixed batch of a little bit of everything. Anyway, sorry. Getting distracted there. Reform. The people of Manchester should be led by those they recognize as their own. Change can be expensive, but it is the right thing to do. Gives them celebrating for 10 turns. Study. Commission an independent panel of experts to conduct more research on the issue. That should satisfy the dissidents for the foreseeable future. Ah, yes, I like the sound of that. Delay, act like you're looking into it. Yeah. Or ignore. This is a passing fad. The local government should focus on improving things that matter, like roads and factories, giving them overproductive, but chance of triggering another narrative event. I'm thinking study, right? We're embracing this very science-forward approach lately, and I think it makes sense. It also is a good way to maintain our power, right? Keep our control while meeting the optics of the era. Like I was saying earlier, right? Times are changing. Child labor is transforming into child education as a topic of conversation. So I think this reflects nicely the change. It gives us science investing on Manchester for 10 turns, reducing how much money it makes, but bumping up how much science it makes rather significantly for 10 whole turns. Yes, let us study. Commission an independent panel of experts to conduct more research on the issue. That should satisfy the dissidents for the foreseeable future. It's like a marginal difference over here, like barely noticeable, not even a couple of pixels. Not even a couple of pixels. All right, all good. That's the turn done over here. How far are we from this annexation over here? 3 turns away. Cool. And the propeller will be done right around the same time. Good stuff. Can I actually transition more people into... Yes, I can. That's not going to make that much of a difference. We need like a whole... like cities worth of science to make an actual impact. Let's actually keep our eye on this front. Yeah, this is very interesting. Oh, these guys are moving in as well. There's our merchant star. They are in our territory, so they're not going to be healing. They're not going to be healing, not that they're that badly hurt. But these guys look like they got hurt again. Or you know what happened over here? They swapped out. They swapped one set of musketeers for another. The AI is not made of, like, bricks, I guess. Fair enough. Over here, the rebels from the British continue to push around. I mean, they look like they're about to strike at Akkad, but we do have our defenders. It looks like these guys are moving towards Akkad as well. So why don't we go ahead and move our dragoons up to here? Or actually, let's push them up to here. Because the thing is, line of sight and stuff makes a difference. I'm sure if the AI sees that there's a 10 stack at Akkad, they'll back off and they'll turn down towards Sipar instead and see there's nothing there. So I want to try and stay hidden. I want to try and get them to attack us and then pop a surprise that, hey, look, there's actually a garrison. Hang tight with the musketeers. You guys hang tight over here as well. Man, these settlers. We were so gung-ho about the settlers and now having to be a bit more patient. But it's paying off, I think. It's paying off. Right, that's the next era that the... I was like, why haven't we unlocked more wonders? Because that's the next era. We got to get there first. Hang tight. You guys as well. Let's go ahead and station them. Over here, Manchester, let's go ahead and establish another research quarter. This is where we'll conduct our studies about people's desires and how we can best meet those needs and wants. This will hurt a few things a little bit, but it's fine. Stability is starting to drop a touch. Maybe we need a garrison, because we can't we can't have a police force without a garrison. So before I get too ahead of myself, let's go ahead and establish a garrison. Where? Down over here? No, because that'll actually destroy something as well, I think. Oh, no, right, plus 15, just, right. That's the default now. My apologies. Let's think about the older numbers. Why don't we go ahead and establish it, yeah, sure, over here. There's, like, mountain passes and stuff. It kind of makes sense, I guess. Sure. Pop you down over there. Cool. Down over here, Calcutta. Let's go ahead and establish what? We could get the theater here, plus 4 influence on main plaza. It's a slight bump, but it takes just 1 turn. No harm in spending a turn to get that, right? Or why don't we do... Okay, sure. Let's go ahead and do the theater, and let's also get the symposium going. let's get there. Let's get that extra fame, and we'll present our evidence that it's not the time for a post-imperial, post-colonialist era. Not just quite yet. Not just quite yet. Research quarters over here, maybe? Or what else do we have? Do we have some infrastructure? The printing house, +2 science per researcher. 7 turns it'll take. Sure, let's do it. Just to help maintain stability as well, right? And that's our turn over here. Hang on, already? 2 turns over here, 1 turn over here, yeah. Looks like it. Let's keep an eye on the Zulu, though. They are planning something, and these rebels as well, right? I wonder if they're going to coordinate, like accidentally coordinate, you know? If these guys hit us and then these guys hit us right afterwards and we get weakened because of the back-to-back battles. Well, let's see how this plays out. Propeller's been researched, excellent. Oh, these guys are backing out. Ah, damn it. Maybe I showed my hand a little too much there. They are pulling back. Are they turning around towards Sipar, though, is the question. I don't think so. Alright, let's go ahead and hit these fools. Our Dragoons and Gudgeonal should be able to take care of them, no problem. But we should crush them now. There's no reason to let them stand. I just wonder if I should bring the Musketeers up as well. Why don't we go ahead and plant you up over here, and then we'll strike. These guys will retreat, won't they? Of course they will. Of course they will. Can I attack from a direction that doesn't involve our cavalry? I could, like, pull them back, maybe. I don't think so. I think that'll be an option. Yeah. Gotta go too far. Battlefields are too large these days. Battlefields are way too large these days. Alright. Go ahead and strike from here. And they will... Oh! Not retreat. Okay, not what I was expecting. Fair enough. A manual battle it shall be, because it's fun to fight. It is fun to fight. Let's go ahead and get the Gudgeonal up over here, I think. These guys, sure, they're positioned okay. You're fine up there. I mean, it's not perfect. There, let's do that instead. And bring these guys... Yeah, you know what, I guess this will do the trick. We won't be able to... I don't think this is 2 tiles up, so we won't be able to fire from here. But the Gudgeonal will be able to shoot. End our deployment there. These guys are pulling back, of course, reducing our high ground advantage a little bit. Oh, come on now. Fair enough. Can fire up there. These guys can fire up over here. Yeah. See, just because you have the equipment doesn't mean you can fight as well as a properly organized force. Redcoats, open fire. Beautiful. Did he actually say open fire? I love that. I feel like he said exactly what I was saying. Let's go ahead and fire with these Dragoons, I think. I mean, we could actually pull up to here. Get rid of our... Oh, we're actually on level ground. Fair enough. I wonder if we could send the Gudgeonal out. Sure, to here. Fire from up top over there. Why not? And we've got their flag now as well, right? Go ahead and fire over here. Point blank with the artillery piece. Gotta love it. I gotta love it. Over here, let's go ahead and fire with these Dragoons. I was thinking if I come up over here, but then I realized as I gave the order to the Gudgeonal, this is too far back for our Dragoons to fire. So we'll fire from here, and hopefully these muskets will take care of them afterwards. Oh, we'll be close. No cigar, as they say. Fire away. All good. It's a shame they would steal weapons and horses from our stores and try to use them against us, and then fail so miserably. Fire away. Good stuff, good stuff. Let's see if we can't finish these guys off as well. Right up to this hilltop here. Fire down. Close. Oh, nope, there it is. Beautiful. Victory's ours. Rebel scum. They have been crushed. All's looking well. Love the music. These guys, yeah, not liking this though. More impy coming through. Am I just giving them too much time to replenish, to recuperate, and push forward? I just feel like we will be at such a disadvantage fighting away from these mountains, you know? This is horse territory. This is no man's land. This is horse land. And I'm a little worried about that. But they're the ones who have to pull the trigger. They're the ones who have to get aggressive, because look at that. This war is pretty much already won. We've taken the key locations. This war is already won. War score of 265. I do have some demands already. I don't actually want them to sign an alliance anymore. I do have some demands. I hope... Oh, man. Maybe I should pull back and take Avaris. just so I can get the war score I need to try and get both of these cities. That's the only thing I'm nervous about, is that we haven't got enough war score. Alright, there's no point going down over here anymore because we're not going to reach there before this war is done. So let's pull up to here instead and prepare for war against the Haudenosaunee, because that will probably come pretty soon as well. One more turn and then this region becomes ours. Let's go ahead and research. See, there's a couple of options that will take like no time. We've skipped past quite a few things actually. +1 unit slot back over here. Guilds, so much for caring about pollution, right? Just playing historically accurately, I suppose you could say. We didn't even get the luxury manufactory, which is kind of funny. The inventor's workshop is behind us as well. Oh man, there are some options we could loop back on, but I think for now, let's go ahead and stay on task, right? Combustion engine is next, 6 turns it'll take. And that'll unlock for us oil, among other things, of course. Pull you back up over here, because if we're going to engage the Haudenosaunee, we got to prepare for it, right? I could push some of my demands, but like, what's going to happen? They're just going to stack theirs, oppressing the faithful, or so they claim. They're not going to want war with us. They don't stand a chance. So it's going to have to be a surprise war, I think. A full-fledged war of conquest. Oh, we do have an upgrade available here now to the Ironclad. Oh well. Pull you back here. Get the Ironclad instead. Armored vessel, immune to suppression. Inner sea mastodonte. Much higher combat strength when in coastal waters. I'm not familiar with the term mastodonte, but I assume it's derived from mastodon, like the prehistoric beast. I assume 2,500 it'll cost. Not too expensive. Let's do it. Let's actually take a look at the visual as well. The man of war came and went. Ho 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 ho! Look at that. Oh, look at that. That's pretty cool. All right, good stuff. Hopefully we'll see some action out of them. Hopefully. We're almost done. All right, good stuff. Down over here. Let's, I don't want to just get caught up in here. Or, not a bad spot to be in, actually. Should be able to provide some support. What's the range on this thing? Quite a bit, actually. Should be able to provide some decent support from this little spot over here. Ah, that's a turn done, though. Let's see what the Zulu do here. They've got very little time left in this war. If they're going to make a move, they have to make it now, but I feel like they've almost given up. Oh, that 6 stack has become a 7 stack, and now it's making its move towards... Oh, it's going right down the middle, so it's hard to tell if it'll be Sipar or Akkad, but...
The snake approaches.
Oh, damages inflicted to my city's districts. Oh, is that what you're doing? You're out over here trying to burn things down while I have control? Okay, alright, okay. You know what? Points for that. They're buying themselves some time. They're buying themselves some time. Cheeky. I like it. I like it. We'll see where they end up. Because we're within a turn's marching distance of Sipar, so I'm not too concerned about our position or anything like that. We're in a pretty solid spot. This cog, what would you upgrade to? An ironclad? No, a steam frigate. Well, let's, we're done ransacking over here, so why don't we go ahead and pull you back to friendly territory and get that upgrade going. It's nice that we actually got the steam frigate as the British Empire. I would say it's somewhat symbolic, iconic, so I'm glad we got to it, actually. Alright, hang tight, hang tight. A phrase these guys are getting all too familiar with, I'm sure. Pull you up to here. Let's scout, see what the enemy's been up to, and we'll make our moves, right? Three Sisters Plantation down over here. There's the admin center down there. I mean, these guys, I think they know their time is up, right? I think they know. There is Natasha. Good stuff. We can actually get the coal mine right off the bat. Why not? And we can establish another harbor as well. I'm thinking like further down just so we have more, you know? And then you can get right onto the river over here, I suppose. Costs a bit of influence, but I think it is worth it. And then we can actually attach this to Manchester as well. Only 19. That's not very expensive at all. Got saltpeter. We got coal. We've got the harbor built. Everything that could be built has been built. The only thing we could maybe do is relocate it, but I don't think there's any reason to do so. Let's see these numbers, though. Hopefully they don't drop significantly. That would be a bummer. That would be a bummer. Alright. Go ahead and attach. It'll hit our stability, but that's why we're building the garrison, right? Go for it. Okay. Alright. Not too shabby. And look at that. Beauty. I love it. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. I love it so very much. But with that, I mean, is it time to transition into the Indians, or do we wait until the war against the Zulu is done? There's not much time left in that. Not much time left in that. Pretty much accomplished everything that I was hoping to accomplish as the British Empire. Got ourselves a vassal, established some of our colonial offices, defeated the Haudenosaunee in the Americas. Got quite a bit done. Got quite a bit done. Didn't know what to do with you. That is an era of progress. Science, research everywhere. Let's go ahead and get the manuscript atelier and the university first before we hit our stability any further, right? Go ahead and do that. Good stuff. Bombay, you. Let's get you chasing the manuscript atelier and the university as well. Oh, actually, we have a bit of a food situation here, don't we? So let's go ahead and establish what then? Have our feast. The +5 food will be enough. So let's do the feast first. And then maybe we'll see what that results in. And then we could do the whale fishing. We've got plenty of coastal water over here. So we'll do whale fishing afterwards. And then we'll take a look at the sciences. Well, let's do this. And then we'll see... actually, you know what? Here. Just so I can get reminded to check the situation after the feast is done. All right. Meanwhile, at London, let's go ahead and establish another research quarter, I suppose. Oh, these will take 23 turns to do. 23 turns. It's because we haven't focused on industry down over here, so we don't really have that going for us. So fair enough. Stick with this. And these guys are looking just about ready to assimilate. Actually, sorry, no, they are ready to assimilate. Should I, though, is the question. What would I do? I would ransack Zunzan, and then I would sort of take it for myself. It would give us access to the silver down over here, which is good for science. Which is good for science. So very well, why don't we go ahead and get these lads headed down south towards Australia. And as soon as they arrive, we'll do the assimilation. We'll ransack, keep our city count close to our city cap as much as possible. And see where that takes us. Let's see where the adventures take the Zulu over here meanwhile. They're still being rather cowardly, it feels like. It's like they stepped forward, saw our armies, decided to pull back, then decided to wait, hang on a second, we don't really have a choice here, and then pushed forward again. What's going on here?
I warn you, do not deceive me.
Oh, there's no deception happening. This is the truth. You are losing. You are losing. God, I hope I have enough war score to take the to take both of these cities. That would be nice. It would be nice. Down over here, let's go ahead and push you right up to here. Get a good view of everything, and if we need to provide fire support, we can. Oh, well, that wasn't intentional. What do we have here, though? Pikemen. Again, I love that the art is different. It's nice. I was worried that it would all be the same. I don't like when games do that. It's like, oh, it's the same unit, so it's the same art. It's like, no, but it's not the same unit, though. We could upgrade these musketeers to red coats, or we could just wait a little bit longer, and then... Now, let's get at least a couple of red coats over here, right? We're making a decent bit of money quickly enough, I would say. We're making money at a decent enough rate. Let's go ahead and pull you guys over. Can we establish another outpost over here? There is more coal to be had, and some iron as well. So why don't we go take a peek? See if we can't claim some territory over here. What do we got over here? These guys still hanging tight? Yes. See, I'm worried because these guys could... You know what? Let's go ahead and send our dragoons down over here into Sipar. Just in case, right? Because that way we have a garrison at Akkad, we have a garrison at Sipar as well, so no matter where they attack, we'll have some defenders available to hold it. Alright, we're in the city, yeah. Hang tight. Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. I really want them to come at me. I would love nothing more than for them to try, you know? Down over here, Harigunga, what to do with you? More research, I suppose? Printing house? Why not? Stability is looking okay. As long as it doesn't go past that bottom threshold, we're fine, really. So we'll leave it at that, and let's end our war with the Zulu here. This front, very much, you can imagine trenches being built and being maintained over here. They look like they're going to try and ransack something here. You had to, didn't you? And it looks like we have some more rebels over here as well. More British rebels. Are they ransacking as well? They are not, coming up from Akkad. But the war is done. The war is done. There it is. Give us Akkad. And give us Sipar. And that's all we have. That's not ideal. Because Nashira is out over here, and Isilde is out over here, and we can't afford those. Actually, hold on. Sorry, I misread this. It's been a long day. Pulled an all-nighter last night. I have not slept in over 36 hours. So that's probably coming through right now. The Avaris occupation. Well, there is no Avaris occupation, which is why we can't ask for Avaris. All right, let's consider the value of these locations. So Sipar is itself good to have. Cherton gives us, what is this? Iron and horses. Sipar over here. Nashira gives us some coal, right? So we want to make sure we get Nashira all the way up top. Nope, I scrolled past it, didn't I? Where are we? Sipar, Nashira, there we go. So take Sipar, Nashira. Cherton will be nice because it would avoid any border gore, right? But we can't actually afford it. And meanwhile, up over here with Akkad, which is really only this region. Pretty small compared to what I was hoping for. We could add to it Isilde, or we could get Caus Borealis. One gives us horse, one gives us coal. Coal is good to have, strategic resource. Down over here we have salt though. Rigel is a part of Akkad. But we'd have that border gore because we'd skip past this, and we can't afford both. Wait, where's Formosa? Look, Formosa in the real world is out over here, right? Like Taiwan is Formosa. But where's Formosa in this version of the world? Okay, hang on. I gotta really figure this out. Because it's not exactly how I'd hoped things would go down. Nashira is just more valuable because it has, I mean, we're not really using copper anymore. But there's coal down over here versus coal up over there. Okay, hang on. Alright, just taking a look at the improvements that have been built basically. It's not bad. And Sipar down over here. Pull down to here, damn it. Market quarters, we got the sacrificial altar over here. Oh, interesting, fair enough. There's of course the Barbican out over here as well. Some obelisks of the gods and all that. You know what, I feel as though there's the research quarters up over here, which is like kind of tempting to prioritize, versus down over here where we could build our own research quarters, right? Inevitably. And what do we actually have over here? They're trying to burn this down. Okay, not even all that important. Well, I mean, we're not just going to let them have it, obviously. God damn. Decisions. Alright, you know what? I think we'll do Sipar in its entirety, because that was sort of our claims pushing into this war as per our storytelling, right? So we'll do that. Fine. So we'll take Akkad, of course, as well. And we will take Sipar and Nashira. And then the leftover 38 war score will do what? Nothing, I guess. Oh, where is Timir? Up over here. Yeah, we can't ask for it because it's too far away. It's like not adjacent to anything. Alright, I guess that's it. 38 left over just turns into reparations, 950 gold. It's not bad, right? We can use it for the next war we declare on the Zulu. But just making sure that I'm not missing anything over here. I am not. Very well. So Akkad, Sipar, Nashira, and cause for celebration. Let's force the Zulu surrender. I would like to see the map as the change happens.
You are a rare gem, and I appreciate things of value.
I must do what is right for my people. We surrender.
Beautiful. Now what I can do over here is actually send our stack to burn down Cherton. It'll take 3 turns, and then I can claim it for myself. An adjacent district protects this one from ransack and must be destroyed first. Oh, okay, interesting. I don't know if I want to take the time to do that first, or if I want to move up over here first, because we can do both. I'm sure these guys can reach up over here with the ransack. We gotta actually make our way out there. And do I want to stop? Well, these guys have pulled back. Good. Okay, this is where we can have some border skirmishes, though. Again, I do still have to be careful about the horses. Let's not forget that they can still be aggressive with us if they want to. What am I thinking here? I think we should go after Cherton. I think we should go after Cherton, go after Chaos Borealis. Just because the war is officially done doesn't mean our conquest is done, right? Meanwhile, the Haudenosaunee, again, we might have to declare a surprise war over here, because I don't think we'll be able to instigate enough aggression from our own people. I think we'll have to just pull a surprise war. But before we get to that, I think we'll be transitioning to the new era, folks. We've done everything that we were hoping to do as the British, right? We have established our empire. We are a little too far away from the athlete star over here, and besides, it makes more sense as the Indians anyway. So I do think it is time to transition into a new era as the Indians, get that economic elephant going right away, get that extra influence, and the extra money as well. The Ushram will help us tremendously as well. And time for some really modern warfare, hopefully soon. 3 turns until the combustion engine is done. Turn 232, so we have about 70 turns left. Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. Don't you worry, folks. But we won't be getting there today, because this is, we're calling it a session. I hope you enjoyed today's session. A very interesting one. This war was a tense one. The war against the Zulu went differently than I had expected. Definitely the war that has cost us the most. We lost a handful of units in this war. But then we had little trenches, basically, you could say. Not literally, right? But you could imagine it being a very slow, grinding advance if we maintain our Great War metaphor or allegory, I suppose. And it moved appropriately slowly, I suppose. But over time, we just kind of drained the war support back at home for the Zulu. They saw that they stood no chance against the dominant capabilities of the British Empire, and they decided to bend the knee, surrender, and give us territory that is rightfully ours. Sipar and Akkad belongs once more to the British, who were once the English of Bombay, founded by the Babylonians, conquered by the Mauryans. Folks, I hope you enjoyed this session. Again, if you did, let me know. Leave a like, leave a comment. It does make a very big difference. Just let me know what I should do on the channel, how I should go about doing it. Y'all know the drill by now, I'm sure. As always, of course, a massive thanks goes out to all of the channel members and patrons who've been supporting the channel on a monthly basis. Y'all keep us alive and running smoothly. And of course, a big old thanks goes out to each and every one of you for watching. Until next time, when we will transition right off the bat into the contemporary era, cheers.